Okay, perfect. So I just want to make sure that all of you guys have Instagram. I did a presentation. I'm going to share my screen. And at any given time, you have any questions, just feel free to say, Yadi, I have a question, and we'll address it then, okay? So give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. Thank you. You're welcome. And bring straws. It's okay. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Yes? Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to go over just Instagram. I know that there's a lot of platforms out there that are free, like Facebook, which is very important as well, LinkedIn. Today's training, I'm going to focus on Instagram, okay? And what I do with my Instagram and how it works for me, okay? So first things first is making sure that your Instagram is set up as a business account, okay? And why is that important? It's because Instagram has a tool to measure, it's called Instagram Analytics, and it measures how many people, how much traffic you're getting into your account, right? It depends on several posts that you put, what time of the day is best for you to post. It has really cool things, which we'll touch on that a little bit later. But right now, just make sure that your Instagram is set up as a business account. Make sure that it's public, okay? Which if you set up a business, then it'll be public, but just want to make sure that you guys have it in public, and make sure that your contact information is correct. Because once you set up your account as public, it's going to have a contact button in your profile. And that contact button is where people will reach out to you, whether it be through your phone number, through your email, through direct message. So you just want to make sure that your contact information on your page is correct and accurate, okay? I do get a mixed feedback on getting a business account separate from a personal account. I know people, and I want to talk about that. So how many of you have two Instagram accounts right now? Feel free to unmute. Do you have just one, or do you have two accounts, a personal and a business?
One.
Okay. Anybody else?
I have
Only
two.
one.
I have two.
One.
I have two.
Who
Personal
has
and
two? Hold on, let me see if I can
What?
see.
two.
Who has two
There is-
accounts?
I do.
I
Okay.
have two.
Okay. I can't see, since I'm sharing my screen, I can't see who's speaking, but can you say
Patrice.
who has two? Patrice? Okay, so let's just use Patrice. How is that working for you?
I feel like I'm constantly going back and forth, and maybe I should have just stayed with one. It's I think it's time consuming trying to do post on both. But I don't know, maybe I'm not even doing it the right way, because I'm not a poster, and I don't do Instagram well. So maybe, and that's why I'm on here, to kind of get some ideas on how to handle two, or maybe to convert both of them into one. So I don't know.
Okay, so that's a good point, because it is time consuming. You have to, if you want to stay active on your Instagram, you have to kind of go back and forth, post content. So it's a lot, I like to I have one Instagram account. I have it set up as a business, but I do post personal things. So I have it all in one. I keep it relatable. Keeping it personal, it's not about putting your life out there or your personal relationship. It's not always about that. It's putting, for example, I have a dog, I post my dog all the time. We go out and I post that, and I get a lot of traffic just because of that. So that's what I mean about personal, right? So we'll touch base on what I do exactly, and then how it works for me, and maybe you can get tips on that and be integrating into one.
Thank you.
Of course. So just FYI, if you do have two and it works for you, that's okay. I mean, you can continue doing that. I'm just going to share tips on what works for me. Okay. So moving on, guys. The first thing I do is I follow a lot of people, right? I follow real estate agents. The important thing about following other realtors is that even if they're not in our organization, I still follow, because when they post listings or upcoming listings or off market listings, this is a good way to network. Maybe I have a buyer that would be very interested in their upcoming listing, and I wouldn't know that if I didn't follow them, if I don't, see what they post. So I take time and I just follow real estate agents, and I think that it's helpful just to network, you know what I mean? Because maybe you post something and they have a buyer, or vice versa. So I think it's important to follow fellow realtors and make sure that you connect, introduce yourself, say, hey, how are you? My name is I'll say, my name is Yuritsa. I have an interested buyer. And that's how we start networking. We exchange numbers, and now I have another connection. As realtors, you have to build as many connections as you can. Okay.
Makes sense.
So I also follow random people. I put random people because I go literally I go to my Explorer and I start clicking different things, and I just follow other people, and I start sending them like from their, if they post stories, I start sending them emojis. When you see a story and it gives you an option to send like a little heart face or a fire, I start sending that. And then how that works for me is, when I see someone randomly saying, hey, I have an efficiency for rent, usually they don't, post it with a realtor. So I'll just put like a little fire sign or something. And then that makes them curious on who I am, and they click on my page. So that having clicks, I guess I know it has a word, but having people come to your page is key. Like who is iRealestate? What are they doing? Who is she? So they click on my page, they see what I do, bam. I made them come, I made them curious. So next time the chances of them following me as soon as they click on my page is pretty high, because they want to see, oh, I don't know her. Who is that? So they click follow, bam, I made another follower. You know what I mean? So
Makes sense.
people is important. Is somebody talking? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I agree. Makes sense.
Yeah, so I do that. And then the other thing I do is I follow friends of friends. So I'll click on, I don't know, Anthony's page, right? And then I'll go to his followers and I'll start following a bunch of his followers, just because I want to see who they are. I want to make a connection. I want them to know that, who I am. So I'll start, following and just letting them know, like, hey, I'm your neighborhood realtor. I work in this area, la da da. So I try to follow as many people as I can when I'm doing that. And I just try to start engaging, as soon as they post a story, send an emoji or send, hey, that's awesome. I'll let you know if I have someone interested. So start connecting, right? That's really important. And the best thing about it is it's free, right? It's free. Instagram is free for us. So we have to take advantage of that, right? So are you guys all following me? Is there any questions on this so far?
All good.
Okay, cool. Someone on the chat wrote, 1 second, I just want to, where's my chat? 1 second, guys. Okay, so yeah, that's true. When you have a business account, you can use a song or stories. Actually, you could. It did happen to me once where I thought my music wasn't working, but I just had to reset my phone. Like I turned it off, I turned it back on for a little bit. And as soon as I started posting stories again, I added my music. So it did happen to me, but it does work with business accounts because I do it all the time. So you may want to reset your phone. Okay, so moving on, guys. All right, so one thing I do is I post real estate listings. It's super key to post listings, even if it's not yours. Okay, so as a lifestyle agent, you are allowed to advertise lifestyle listings. If you don't know where to find them, you could go to your MLS, and actually will show you. Once you go to your MLS, under my listings, you go to my firm active listings. Okay, and these are all listings listed by lifestyle agents, and you are able to advertise this. Okay, it's important to write down what you're advertising, just in case you do find someone that's interested. You want to go back and make sure it's active. Okay, and I'm just going to give you an example on, like, a live example on my Instagram, right? 1 second. You guys can see my Instagram, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Where it says preparing for success.
Oh, wait.
I'm just seeing the
I have to
PowerPoint.
share this
You mean
screen.
your
Hold on. 1 second. New share. Can you see my Instagram now? You can see it?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Okay, so this is my Instagram, and I'm going to show you a live example. That way, you can see, numbers don't lie, right? So I posted just, when was it? 2 days ago, I posted this rental in the Keys. This is not my listing. This is one of our agents' listings. Okay. I copied what she put on her, on her description and things like that. And I got, just for that listing, I got comments. But look at the advantage of having a business account, right? When you go to view insights, this little arrow or plane thing, it means that 17 people sent it to someone. Okay, that's 17 different buyers or interested tenants, or someone who's looking at my listings. One person saved it, 17 people sent it somewhere. I had 30 interactions from this one post. 30 people visited my Instagram. Okay, I made 1,435 impressions. I think impressions is really people that are scrolling and stopped at my post to take a look at it. Doesn't necessarily mean that they clicked on my page, because they would be here, but they stopped and looked, right? So that's still good. 30 people is, to me, it's good. I don't think that's a bad turnaround for a listing that's not even mine. So I already know that people are looking at this, and I did get direct messages on this listing, and a lot of people are interested in Airbnb. Unfortunately, I guess the listing, this is a for annual, so I don't want to do Airbnb, but I still got that traffic. And as soon as they send me a message, I'll nurture that lead. Okay, we can't do Airbnb, but I can help you find somewhere that you can. And then I'll send them, I send them a whole list of Airbnbs allowed in that area or things like that. So you have to take every direct message or every person who's interested as a lead and start nurturing them. Okay, I can't get you this, but I could do this for you. And then send them, make that connection, get their contact information, start working with that lead, and potentially close it, right? So I'll show you another example. This other listing. So again, not one of my listings, but I did get a lot of traffic on it. So I got a lot of comments. This guy is a good example. He is someone I've been nurturing, right? He, a friend of mine, right, from high school, but he's been asking me about different questions about buying and lending, and we've been going back and forth. So when he saw this, he sent me a direct message, not only on the comment, but he told me, hey, I'm very interested in this property, like, how can I get approved? So we're working on his approval currently. But let's look at the analytics side, right? So you go to view insights, and 16 people sent this to someone. One person saved it, 22 people came to my profile and looked at my post, and I got to reach 1,000 people at least to look at my post. So numbers don't lie, right? Someone's interested, someone knows someone who's interested. So you always have to stay active, right? I always try to put, a little selfie here in real estate, a lot of real estate actually. you know, content, personal. So when I say I have my profile as business and personal, this is what I mean. You know, I keep a little selfie, get likes, get some comments, you know, like look how many people commented, you know what I mean? So I'm connecting with people, which is good, right? What else? I'll occasionally put my closings, you know, my clients. See another one here. So things like that. Like, let's look at another one. I think this listing, I think I grabbed from Joseph, and I posted it. Let's look at the insights. 5 people sent it. Not a lot of traffic on it, but I still got, you know, I got a few likes. I got some people to send it to someone. I reached to some people. So it's always good to track what you're doing, right? So let's, someone gave me their Instagram. Let's look at Mo. Mo, what's your Instagram? Oh, I was actually looking at the back group, because the back group, I was looking at their Instagram. They're all like, this one page is all like his Levant's team, and you know, he posts only business on his page, which is great. He has a team. I don't. So he's actually doing really great. So if you guys do not follow the back group, I highly suggest you to, because they always have some good deals and good listings. So that's good. But Mo, what's your Instagram? Is Mo still here? Let me see. Someone? Let me see. Brianna. I'm gonna go to Brianna. What's your Instagram? Guys, are you there or what?
Here, you can use mine as an example if you want.
What is your Instagram?
What's my thing, babe?
Noel Sells.
No, I think it's _ Noel Sells or Noel Sells _.
Perfect. So let's look at Noel. Let's see. Okay, so he keeps it, you know, personal. Personal. Let's see. All right. That's a word. Okay. Do you got any real estate on here, Noel, or what?
Yeah, you can go. You can use mine.
Or you could use Lay's also.
I post like both.
Okay. What's Lay's?
Just LAII.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, cool. So she posts personal. I see that. Just sold. Key. Really good. Let's see what else.
Try to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, you see, like, she keeps it professional and she keeps it personal with her husband, her kids. But this is good. Just sold. She had 29 likes, 51 likes on this one, 9 comments. So this is really good. Like, she's engaging. You know, people are actually looking at her post and they're commenting. You know, that's Janet, for example. That may be a lead, you know, whether, like, these are inspection companies, lenders. Okay, cool. But that's Janet. That's probably a lead. So I would, like, message her like, hey, you know, what's up? How are you doing? Are you currently looking for rent? Or someone is always looking for rent or is even thinking about buying. So it's up to you to stay in their face, you know, have your presence on, like, in their page, post consistently, and have that presence so they remember you. They remember, okay, cool. You know what? I remember Lee, she just sold a really nice house. Let me go and check her out. So stay active, right? So I'm going to go back to any questions on that so far? Sure. Can you see my presentation? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so keeping your profile relatable, I just kind of tapped into that. Keeping it a little bit personal. Remember that people only see what you choose to show, right? So you don't have to post you and your husband all the time. Like, if you don't want to put that out there, that's okay. You know, put your dog, put you, I don't know, going to painting with a twist. People like art. People like to see what you do as a person. We're human, right? So it doesn't always have to be business. They want to relate to you in some way, in some level. So it's, you know, try to keep it relatable. That's what I try to do, right? I gave you the example of my pet. I always post my Frenchie. People love Frenchies. So I post it and I always get, little emojis on my stories and hey, let's do a dog date. So it sounds silly, but it works, right? Posting stories consistently is key. There's a saying, out of sight, out of mind. So if your audience in your Instagram, they don't see you, they're going to forget about you, your services. They're going to forget that you do real estate. So for an example, today I'm looking for rent and I didn't see Anthony Gacerveo's story. Okay. So I forgot that he does it. So I'm looking on Diarios Las Americas. I'm looking at hotpads.com, realtor.com. I forgot who does real estate. But then tomorrow I go into Instagram and I see Anthony Cancerveo putting a story saying, have this for rent, ready now, turnkey, tomorrow you could move in, fast approval, I'm like, oh, damn, you know what? That's right, let me reach out to him. So if you're not in their face, they're gonna forget about you. So you have to stay consistent. A lot of us, we don't like posting all the time. We think that it's too much. No, it's not too much. It's just a story. As far as your feed, I don't post every single day, but I will post every other day, every other 2 days, try to stay consistent. But stories, try to keep it on a daily basis, stay in their face. If people feel like you do stories every day, they're just going to skip it. It's not going to be anything negative. I try to keep stories, like, how some people put 10 stories or 15 stories in one. I don't do that. It's too overwhelming. It gets to the point that by the 6th story post, you're already skipping through all the other 10. So don't do that because they won't see your post. You want to keep it like maybe 5 or less, maybe 6, if that, and then people are going to see that you're super active. You understand that? Anyone? Is everyone following me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Awesome. So I just want to make sure you guys are still awake. So if you don't have coffee, drink some coffee because you guys are very quiet. Okay, so staying consistent, right? And then the power of posting showing stories. I always post me doing showings. I put on my story, like on the text, I put, currently showing a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, asking price is 400,000, in Color Bay, right? I inform the audience what I'm showing, and 9 out of 10 times someone messages me on it, hey, what's association cost, or oh, hey, that's nice, like, wow, I love it, or things like that. Those comments are leads. You have to learn how to convert those people or nurture them until they become buyers, or who knows, they see a showing, they're like, oh, hey, I have a listing that I'm thinking about selling, bam, you know what I mean? So you're gonna get mixed feedback. You have to learn how to convert them or nurture them until they're active buyers or potentially sellers, right? So me posting my showings, it keeps me active, it gives me content. And then I just told you about the direct messages, so conversion equals a good lead. Okay, so keep posting your stories, keep yourself active, post every day. Even if it's not your listing, doesn't matter. If it's a lifestyle listing, that's fine. We do have other brokerages that allow us to advertise their listings, which I'll put it later on the chats. That way, you can look out for them and you're able to post and advertise that as well. Okay. So moving on.
Yadi, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So are we able to use other people's photos as well, or do we have to ask some permission prior to posting it?
So for lifestyle listings, you could use the photos on the listing. Absolutely. For other people's listings, if they're not within the list of our approved brokers to advertise listings, like I'm going to send you the list a little bit later on the chat, but if they're not there, I would always keep it safe and say yes. Like just send them a message, hey, do you mind if I advertise your listing? I potentially have a client interested. They're going to probably say yes, but I would, just to be safe, I would, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So our advantage in lifestyle is that as realtors, we have all the resources that we need for the potential client, right? So if I converted someone on Instagram and they ask me, hey, like, how do I do this? I'll go over A to Z with them. I sit with them, I'll go A to Z, and I'll also let them know the process of buying. And sometimes they have no idea, like they don't know where to start. So I'll let them know, listen, I have all the resources you need. We work with our lender, we have a title company, we have our inspection companies. I put them here. These are the people that I use. So, shout out to MIA Inspections, which they give me inspection reports the same day, which is really Marvin's team. So that's awesome. So I don't know if he's on or not, but that, kudos to him. My people, I always educate them that I have all the resources that they need to get to the finish line. And the one goal that we all have is get to the closing table, right? So we have that advantage. We don't have to, it's always good to give your client options. You don't always want to give them one inspection company or one lender. No, it's fine. Like, you can always give them options and they can choose who they feel more comfortable with, and they'll do that. But a realtor, you have to mention, what you have, what can you do for them, so that's that.
Yadi, do you know if we're allowed to repost other people's content, like that aren't realtors, like let's say title companies or inspection companies, designers, just things that are like related to real estate, but not necessarily realtor like listings? Is that allowed, or is that like you still have to get the
Absolutely.
reposter?
I take maybe like once a month. What I do is I don't post nothing about me or my real estate listings, and I'll start posting my friends and family members' businesses. So I put, I have one of my best friends has a lawn, what is it called? A landscape company. I'll put one landscape, then I'll post We Move You Home, like a moving company. Then I'll post, cleaning services. I start shouting out different businesses within my circle of people, just so they can get exposure and just so people can see that I have someone for everything, right? So they see that, they're like, oh, okay, I remember Yadi posted, someone who does lawn. Bam, I need something. That's relatable. People need, if they buy a big property, they need someone to cut their grass and decorate, their trees, right? So I take a day. I don't do it too much, but I do take a day and I post all my friends' businesses out there, and they get followers. It just keeps me in their mind, like, oh, I remember Yadi posted that. So they go back to my page or they follow the person I posted, and that's okay. Like, listen, we all want to see each other succeed. So I take a day and I do that. Yes.
Yeah, and to also kind of like provide other content, like just in case somebody's not on the market right now looking, there's things that could be attractive and catch their attention, like design ideas or things like that.
Correct. Yeah, I would definitely, yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions?
Or maybe
guys?
Faye, you could post your friend George's moving company, whenever you have a chance,
I'll think
that
about
too.
it.
That too.
Posting this stuff, they refer your business, right?
Good point, Kevin. So yeah, once you exactly, if you repost them, they think about you. They're like, oh, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that shout out. And they refer you business. Now they know someone who's looking for real estate, and they're like, oh, I know, Kevin was doing some real estate the other day, and refer you someone. So it's always good to help one another, So moving on, guys. Another thing that I do is I pay for Instagram post promotions. The budget is completely up to you. You do not have to waste $25, $30 on each post. I personally, I do waste about $25 over a period of 7 days. So you can customize the amount that you want to spend on promoting a listing that you posted, and it'll tell you how many days and how much do you want to spend, right? I've had good turnarounds on putting a promotion for 7 days. And actually, let me see if I can show you live. 1 second. Let me share my other screen. 1 second. To give you a live example, right? This. Okay, So profile, let's just say I wanna promote this one, right? Miami is always a good idea. So, oh, actually it doesn't let me promote on the computer. Okay. Well, usually it would show promote right here. Can you guys see that? Okay. So once you click that, it'll ask you, okay, how much do you want to spend? How much do you want to, how many days do you want it to be advertised for? So unfortunately, I can't show you, but you could do it on your phone. Okay, so let me go back. So that's definitely another way to, can you see my presentation? Okay, good. Another way to get people to your page. So the goal for promotions is more profile clicks, okay, which equals more exposure. Exposure means more engagement, and more engagement equals higher chances of working with that lead. So you can't just get followers, you have to engage with them, you know, introduce yourself, let them know what you're doing. Don't just be a silent follower, right? Because we all have those. We have people on our Instagram that they just want to see what you're doing, but they will never comment, they will never like what you're doing, they will never even send you a message. But the person, send them a message. Hey, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. How are you doing? How's life? I don't know. Did you want to go grab a cup of coffee? And trust me that that person has someone who's looking for rent, who's looking for sale, who's looking to sell the property. You never know, right? Until you get in front of them. So stay active. That's the goal for paying for promotion. Again, you could do as little as $5. We always $5 in anything, right? So invest it in your business, invest it on promoting. That's my advice for promotion on Instagram. Okay. I did touch a little bit earlier about the analytics. It shows you, I actually showed you a live example of how many people came to my page, how many people sent my story to someone else. I had that 17 people at one point send it to someone. So that's 17 people that were interested in my post. So the good thing about having a business account on Instagram is it shows you, it even shows you how, what time and what day got you the most exposure. So now you know, let's say, for example, Tuesdays, I had a good rate on Tuesdays. I don't know why, but maybe everyone is just bored on a Tuesday and they're on Instagram, you know? So on Tuesdays, mornings, I have more of a better rate than at night. Okay, so I already know that my Instagram posts are going to be posted in the mornings. And usually I'm going to stay active on a Tuesday for sure, right? So that's a cool thing that Instagram offers you guys for free. So use it. Create your account, business, public. Use your Instagram promotions. Look at who's coming. Look at how many work on your followers. Start following people, and look at your analytics. You know, see what day, what time works best for your audience, and start targeting that day and that time in post, in feed posts, and things like that. It works, right?
Excuse me,
Yes.
I have a question. How do you know the time or the date?
So when you pay, one second, I'm gonna try to share my Instagram again, right? And I know, one second, so here, give me 1 second, let me find it. One second. Okay, I don't know how to do, okay, I got it here, so settings, sorry. I can do it on my phone. Okay, so I'm gonna just share my screen here, hold on, 1 second. I found it on my phone. Screen. How can I get back to me? Hold on. 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to figure out how do I turn the camera back to myself. You can see me?
Yes.
Okay. You see me on the side? Okay, so I'm just, do you see me doing this?
Screen is white.
Oh, it's too white. Okay, so I can't show you I can't show you, unfortunately, through the computer, but if you go to your business, like let's say you're on your profile, on a business account, there's going to be under edit profile, there's a button that says insights. And once you go to insights, you go to your audience, right? You click on there and then it tells you the age range. Let me see something. It has to have, there has to be a way to let me show you on here. You see that it doesn't, but right here, like under your highlights on your phone, it would say insights. Okay, and then once you click on insights, you go to your audience and then it'll give you a few charts. It'll tell you the age range of people who are following you, gender. And under that, it says most active times. It'll tell you Thursdays, you put whatever day you want and you'll see how many people went to your page that day at that specific hour. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me go back to my presentation. 1 second. Okay, so that's that. And do you guys, if you don't follow me already, my Instagram name is irealestate_. So, you can go ahead and follow me. I'll follow right back. If you have any questions, please, now is the time. I'm more than happy to help you. Use Zoom on your phone.
Can you say your Instagram page again?
Of course, it's irealestate_.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you guys have any questions?
Jerixa,
Yes.
this is Elizabeth Andrade. Do you mind sharing the PowerPoint in WhatsApp?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to go back to my, I just don't know how. 1 second.
And also have another question. It's not related to Instagram, but it's related to the social media, which is Facebook. So in Facebook, I have my personal account, and I also am trying to build up the page for professional, However, in comparing with my other colleagues and my cousin, which she's also in real estate, when she was building her page, professional page in Facebook, her setting was different. What I mean is, when I go to my personal page, the picture is in the center, And when I go to my page for professional, where I want to put my picture, is also in the center. In comparison with my cousin, when she builds her page for professional, the picture is all the way to the right, to the left. And because of that, the settings or the features are all over the place in my professional page, which I cannot follow, with all my other colleagues, where to put, I don't know, listing or do the edits. So do you know what needs to be
This is for Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, so if you want, directly, and we'll sit down and go over it, because I'm not sure. I have, for my Facebook, I have my personal, and then it's linked to a business page. Two different pages. It's like, it's the same, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, correct. I follow you here.
So if you want,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I guess I need to show it to you to know.
I have to see it in order to know how to work.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. And another thing, guys, I also have my Instagram post attached to my Facebook, because I'm not actively on Facebook. I'm usually Instagram. So every time I post on Instagram, it'll automatically post to my Facebook. So it's another way of staying active on Facebook.
Your personal or your business account on Facebook?
It goes to both. So my business page on Facebook is not separate. It's linked to my personal. So every time I post something, it goes to my Facebook, both pages.
Oh, okay. I've never been able to figure that out. I can only choose one. So
one.
Yeah.
I mean,
pick one of the
maybe
two.
Maybe I'll do a Facebook training.
Yeah.
Time, and then I'll show you how I was able to do that.
And are the features of like how to choose when you promote posts, are they the same like on Facebook, like to choose audiences and stuff?
I'm going to be honest. I promote on Instagram. I haven't done promotions on Facebook. I know it is huge because I have people telling me all the time that it's working. So it's something that I'm going to tap into for sure. But right now, like on Instagram, it does allow you to choose what you want to target. And it even asks you, what do you want? More profile clicks or more messages? Like, what do you want to target? So you choose, okay, I want more people to come to my page, or no, I want more people to message me. So you'll start seeing the activity.
Are there any things that you recommend to help the algorithm so your posts come out more? Like show more? Like save?
Yeah, promotion.
No, like after the post, like save.
You have to be active. Start liking. You have to like a lot of like different posts. So not just post and then get off Instagram. You know, like, let's be real. We all spend time on Instagram. So we have to like start liking posts. You could do repost, you know, once Instagram algorithm sees that you're posting or you're liking certain things, if you notice, you go to your explore, more things of what you like start coming out. Like, for example, I like quotes and stuff like that, like motivational quotes. So every time I go to my explore, I just see more and more motivational quotes. So it goes based off what you like, based off what you know, repost, things like that. So you are determining your algorithm all the time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just gonna answer the chat. If you want, I'm gonna put my contact information on the chat. If you don't have it already, I've spoke with most of you before, so you should have my number, but I'm putting my phone number here. If you have any questions or, you know, you want to talk about it, you can, you know, feel free to give me a call, and I'm more than happy to help you guys. Wow, we have 43 people still. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate that.
Thanks,
Then-
Jarixa.
Sorry, can you repeat
Welcome.
the number?
Mhm.
Thank you for everything, Jari.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. Really helped out a lot.
It was really good and very informative.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So with that being
Thank you.
you guys have a good Friday, good weekend, be safe, go do showings. If you can, go do an open house, you know, get some leads, work them, and close. Let's start closing.
Excuse me, Jari, can you give us your phone number again?
Yes, it's 786-740-0116.
116. Okay, thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys. You guys have a great day.
Thank you very much.
You're
You too.
welcome.
You
Okay.
too. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.